Good morning, everybody. It's Barbie at Nellie and Ruth Designs. Today I'm going to create my first page in my dream book, and I wanted to work along with you so you can kind of get an idea of how I'm going to do this. So what I've done is I've pulled some random items, but mostly I'm dreaming about the days I used to go out with my girlfriends out on our beautiful 32-mile lake and go. We didn't sail, but I've always dreamt about going on a sailboat. I've taken sailboat tours with the family, but I've always dreamed about going for like a month or 2 months at a time on a sailboat, going island hopping. And so I thought this would be fun. So I'm kind of, um, doing a few different dreams here. I wanted to incorporate some tropical fauna. So this is a beautiful palm here because I'm thinking of the tropics. And then this I pulled out of a Mary Engelbreit book. It says, let's put the fun back in dysfunctional. And with us being all cooped up with COVID over the last couple of years, I thought that would be fun because we do want to put the fun back in. I do want to see my girlfriends again. I do want to go boating on the lake. And then I also took a couple little quips and quotes here about friendship. And then I found these really fun gals that are sporting swimming, boating, and surfing wear. So I thought I would cut these out. This is from an old counter catalog. I think it's McCall's, no, Butterick. And I thought I would use these girls. So I just thought this would be a fun page to put in my dream book. So I'm not going to do anything with these front pages just yet. I want to work on these 2 pages here. And I hope the camera is good. This is a little bit bigger book, so I have to raise my camera up. So first I thought, and I think I'm going to make this kind of like I do with a master board. I'm going to square things off here. And then I could either add some washi tape. I guess I could kind of look at this too as just making a large master board that won't be cut up. And I kind of like this idea because you don't have to, it's not like a junk journal. You don't have to journal in it. This I will cut out around. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do this. So I'm just going to cut it down a little bit. I don't know if I want to cut this image out. We'll see. Let's see how I do it. And this one here, I'm going to use the whole image. I'm just going to cut it down a little bit. If I have to cut it down more, I will. But I want to try to get as much as the painting in there. And I am going to leave on here Sunday Race Day too. This is a 20 by 16 inch painting. I want to leave that on there. So I did pull out a few pages here out of an old vintage book that to cover up areas that I wouldn't be using. So I'm just going to kind of wondering if maybe I should just cover, I should just start covering this because these pages here aren't going to, oh, look at that, a year in the rose garden. So it must be a gardening book, some sort of gardening book that I grabbed. And these will just go on any which way. I mean, it doesn't... I just want to make sure I get my corner here set, because they kind of all blend in. I probably could. That would be two. I'll have to do it this way. And I think I will just... I will just rip and tear here. And that will cover it there. So I hope everybody's having a nice day. It's raining here again. We had tremendous winds last night. Oh my heavens, it was crazy. It was actually howling outside. And I lost one of my good Adirondack chair covers, and I had my husband drive out the back way today hoping that he would spot it, and he didn't see it. Now it's raining out, but I'm still going to have to go out and look for it, I think, because it's a really good cover, and I can't let it go. They're expensive now it's probably down in the edge of the woods, or it's probably soaking wet. All right, let's see here. This I'm going to just take off a little bit. I don't want it real. And then I will cut this down. About 3 lines down here. I'm going to have to get more papers too. I did get to see my one girlfriend the other day, who I do go boating with. And we didn't go at all last year. Past couple years we haven't, because with the COVID thing. Some of the marinas were even shut down. Not all of them, because a lot of people have to store their boats, but we didn't go, and I really missed it. We'll rent a pontoon boat. We call it a party boat, and it's just 3 of us that go out and tool around the lake. Judy's the driver. She has her boating license, so we go to one of the islands, and we really have a lot of fun. We pack up our food, a big cooler, and we bring our noodles, and we spend a lot of time in the cold lake. The lake doesn't really even get warm until, oh gosh, the end of August, if it gets warm at all. I mean, it can be cold. I'm going to get some more paper. Oh, it's right here. More book pages. There's a gardening book. So, like I said, we haven't been in a couple of years, but we usually grab a boat, head out about 9 o'clock in the morning, and then we have to have it back in for 4:30, which is too bad, because we have some beautiful really beautiful sunsets over our lake, and we don't ever really get to enjoy them. But maybe this year, with all restrictions lifted, the three of us can get back out on the lake if we aren't too busy. My one girlfriend's an interior designer, so she's all over the place traveling, and next week she has to go to Florida. She's been working with somebody down there for a kitchen. And my other girlfriend, her parents own a very popular restaurant, and she's a massage therapist, so she works day and night. She has a very busy schedule. So, and when you work with the family business, you have to work weekends, and so sometimes it's hard for her to get away. But I've also learned that if you just have to plan. And if you plan, you can make it happen. But we've had a lot of fun over the years. We've all been to New York City together. My girlfriend that's the massage therapist, her family, they've been friends with Rachael Ray for many, many years. Rachael Ray is from Lake George, and all through high school, the summer, she worked at my girlfriend's, the family restaurant. So Rachael will send them, every now and then, she'll send them tickets to come to the show. So I think it was the year before COVID hit. I think it was in 18. I don't even remember when COVID hit now, 19. The three of us went to New York, and we went to the Rachael Ray Show, and oh my gosh, we had a ball. We had a ball. And that was really a lot of fun, because that day, I can't remember what, it must have been towards, it was in the fall, I think. And Rachael Ray, we were hoping that she would have a giveaway. Yeah, it was in the fall of 18, because I remember maybe the summer, Jill Biden was on there. I was hoping for like somebody really, like a fun movie star or something. And I said to my girlfriend, I said, we were walking in the doors, I said, watch her have a politician on today. Trying to get away from politics. And wouldn't you know, I mean, you don't know beforehand. You know, Rachel won't tell my girlfriend who's going to be on the show. She just says, oh, it's going to be a great show. It's going to be a great show. You're going to love it. And I said, watch a politician. Watch a politician be on. Just who I don't want to see. And who walks out is Jill Biden. I almost pooped my pants. I'm like, man, I just can't get away from politics. I want it to be Julia Garner or Tom Selleck, you know. No, it has to be a politician. So, but it was fun. But we, I just makes me chuckle. I got a free Dyson vacuum. We all got free Dyson vacuums. And then the other one that was on, who I really liked, because it was right up my alley, was Tegan Gerard. And she wrote the cookbook. What's the name of the cookbook that I have? We got free cookbooks from her. And oh my gosh, that is like the best cookbook ever that I have. I can't think of the name of it. Isn't that awful? I use it every week. But that was good. We got the free Dyson vacuums and a free cookbook, and so I guess it was worth sitting there having to listen to Jill Biden talk about Joe and his ice cream. She really did talk about him with his ice cream. Oh gosh, it just makes me chuckle. It just makes me chuckle. So we have had some fun times together. It's always been an adventure. My girlfriend, that's the it's always been an adventure. We're like the three misfits or something. I can't say we're the three musketeers. We try each other's patience at times, but we always seem to prevail. My one girlfriend, she swears like a trooper, drives me nuts. And the other one has gluten allergies. So you can just imagine when we're trying to find a restaurant to eat at. Yeah, it just, oh my gosh, it's just too funny. We just have the best time. We rented a car one time. No, Judy drove. She wanted to drive to New York. So we drove. We stayed at the hotel that my husband can get a really good rate at, because he used to go there for business once a week. So we get a really super deal at one of the boutique hotels. And Judy's like, oh yeah, I drive around the city all the time, blah, 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 this and that. Oh, she's terrible. She is just terrible. Double parking. The cops come up, knock on our window. She's always got an excuse. We're so embarrassed. Oh my gosh. Bunch of 60-year-old ladies out on the prowl in New York. Oh, makes me laugh. Those were the good old days. I wouldn't go to New York now. I'd be mugged, robbed, beaten, pushed down, punched in the face. Oh, it's just awful. All right, let's get these gals cut out. Oh, I needed this little laugh today. I needed this little laugh. So I think I'm going to separate. I'm going to bust this crew up. I still haven't brought my good scissors upstairs. I've been cutting down in front of the TV. I do have the TV on. I just don't sit there and cut in front of the TV. Oh gosh. I don't know if I didn't get enough rest last night. I just feel like I'm getting in a silly mood. I'm waiting for my technician for my furnace to come. And of course, it's the old, we'll be there between noon and 3. So that's why I figured it would be good to get this video made. And it's a rainy, rainy day. This video, I'm just piggybacking off of the first one, where I showed you how to put this book together. So it is pretty yucky. And of course, I sold my Passat. I think I mentioned that in a previous video. And the Ford dealership, I was thinking about getting a Ford. At first, I wasn't thinking about replacing it, but I have to. We have 5 people that live on our property here, and everybody is going in different directions. My daughter-in-law is driving a company vehicle. My other son is driving my SUV. My other son is driving the other company vehicle. And my husband's driving his truck. That leaves me without a vehicle. And I was going to go down. They have a Ford Mustang on the lot. The owner called me. The owner was best friends with my stepson. So Matt gives us really good deals on our vehicles. And I told him I was looking at my son wants me to get a Mustang. And they are cute cars. So he got one in on the lot, and I wanted to go down today to test drive it. And I thought this tech would be here, come and gone by now. And I have another appointment this afternoon. So, I don't know. My husband said something the other day about me going out. And I go, I can't. I'm a 1950s housewife. He just looked at me. I go, I don't have a car. We're a one-family car. We have 5 cars here. 4 cars, excuse me. 2 are company cars. And I said, I can't. I have no vehicle to drive. Everybody takes them. My boys do. They carpool when they can. But if they have appointments, one's going to the quarry versus the office, they can't do that. My daughter-in-law goes in a little bit later. So it just doesn't always work out. All right, so that looks like my tech. So I'm going to take a break, let the tech in, and I will see you in a little bit. Okay, so I got the girls all cut out here, and I'm all set and ready to design the pages. So let me set them aside here, and I'm going to take the sale picture, and I'm going to take the tropical fern picture. I'm just going to try to do a little layout here. And I did pull some washi tape in the meantime as well. I pulled these 3 too. I thought these would be pretty on the page. So let's see, what do we have here? We've got the girls. the other thing I did too, I cut this down out of here so it would fit. I didn't want it all. I just thought it would be too big. So I cut this down, and again, I'm still debating whether to cut her out, or if I should leave the whole thing like this. I may run a band of washi tape behind the girls along here. The other thing I might do is I have to tape this a little bit. Let me put a little piece of tape on the back of that. I'll take a little tiny piece of washi tape. Find the end here. Let me just tape that back together. Okay. So the other thing I was thinking is I might frame the girls in here. So I'd have to bring them in just a little bit. But I thought that might be kind of fun. It would give it another dimension. Then I could add some washi tape to that. But again, I'm going to have to bring this up because I don't want her covered up. Now, the other thing I thought of, if I at least, maybe I will cut her out. Then I could kind of slide her above. Let's try that. Let's start here. I could slide her in a little bit. I thought my techie was here when I took the break before, but it was my son coming home, the one that had the jaw surgery. He's had those braces on for a year now. Well, no, it hasn't been quite a year. When you have jaw surgery, you have to realign the teeth before you have the surgery. Then you actually have the surgery with the braces on, because they have to wire your mouth shut afterwards. So he's in the final stages, but he noticed that one of his wires this weekend broke on his back molar because his teeth have moved so quickly. I mean, he's such a good patient, wearing the rubber bands and all sort of weird positions, that the rubber bands were so, I don't want to say forceful, but they did what they were supposed to do. And then my son's back molar was actually loose. So the orthodontist told him that it looks like it's time to get those braces off. His teeth had moved enough. And then this weekend, one of the bands broke. And he had to get to the orthodontist. That was the call earlier that I had to take. I think I'm going to cut all of her out. And he was coming home because they put new rubber bands on and did another funky thing. And of course the headaches are prevalent again. I just want those braces off. And then he was supposed to go to a business dinner tomorrow night with a bunch of people that flew in, and that's not going to work because he's not going to be able to eat anything tomorrow. So that's all right. It's all good. Like he said, Mom, At least my mouth and my teeth will be all straightened around after this. So he's home, and his brother, my other son that is here, he came home for lunch, and I told him, I said, you can't go back to work because I have to leave here at 2 I have an appointment scheduled, and he's got to hang out with the tech, the furnace tech, so he's home working from home. I'm going to put that down there because I have a feeling I'm going to break that off, and I really don't want to. I may have to get my little X-Acto knife here, because if I twist that a certain way, it's going to rip right off. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to rip it off myself. There we go. All right, so I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this, and then I'll end up attaching it back on with glue. I don't know how my mother did it. You saw in the previous video where I showed all her fussy cutting. Some of the fussy cutting she did with tiny little pieces and greenery stems. And none of it broke on her. All right, okay, so we're going to set this little wonder aside. All right, so let's get this down. All right, so let's get this side down first. I will get this down here. Still don't know if I really like to use this Yoo-hoo on a lot of items. I mean, it covers a lot of territory all at once, and it doesn't really instant glue. You can work with it and move it around, as you see how I'm doing here. There we go. But I don't like the way it makes the pages curl. All right. So I want to put the girls there. I think I'm going to put a little bit of washi tape down the side here to add a little color. I think I'm going to put it there where the I'm going to add a little bit here as well. I'm not going to add that so close. And I think I'll add some, I like these. I love polka dots. I really like polka dots. All color pink. Well, their polka dots are always white, but I like the pink backgrounds. Black. I just think polka dots are fun and flirty. There. Okay, so that's added. And then I'm going to, I think I'll finish this side first. I want to put this magnolia on here. And I'd like to put it down around here with the girls. Maybe like that. And then I could just trim that bottom part off there, kind of around the bottom of the boat. Yeah, I think I'll put that there. So I'm going to do my usual typical way of gluing here. So I get it where I want it. And then I can snip this off afterwards. But I wanted to add this magnolia because I always dream of having a magnolia tree, but they don't grow in my area. It's too cold. And when we head south, that's the one thing I really enjoy about driving is when we get in the southern states, the magnolias are usually in bloom and I can enjoy them. And I just love them. And plus too, I mean, I really like the magnolia because it's a strong, it's a really, it has strength in its character. And I really like that. It's just, I like a strong character. Oh, let's see. Okay, so we have our girls here. We will put our sweet little girls there. Our little boating. That's the other thing I dream about is, and I'm going to do a page on it. I just dream that someday, and I'll probably be too old because then I probably won't be able to wear the styles, is to have all of these beautiful styles come back. The vintage dresses and the caftans and all of the really nice, wonderful clothes that, we used to wear. I dream about having them, wearing them. You can't find them. All the clothes today are just made so poorly. I think. I mean, I really like good quality, but boy, I used to buy a lot of clothes from Anthropologie when I was in my 30s, late 20s and 30s, and I could afford it back then. I'd go into the city and there was an Anthropologie store right around Rockefeller Center. And they had great skirts and sweaters, and they were, somewhat vintage style. Just classic, just funky. And so I said to myself, I go, you know what? I was sitting there the other night. I said, I'm going to go on Anthropologie. I'm going to bring it up, see what they have, because like I told you, we're watching Foyle's War on Acorn TV, and it's set during World War II, and Sam, who is Foyle's driver, Sam's a female, she wears great sweaters, really cool cardigans, And I said, you know what? I'm going to go on Anthropology and see what they have for clothes. And I went on there, and nothing at all like they used to have. And the prices are just outrageous. I looked at a cute outfit the other night. They wanted over $400 for it. I'm like, no, that's ridiculous. So I dream that someday they'll, some of these styles will come back. This says, the most I can do for my friend is simply be his friend. Henry David Thoreau. Yeah, I'm afraid those days are over with low prices and being able to afford, some nice things. When I worked for my husband's business, I was vice president, and I went to a lot of, business dinners, and we'd go to a lot of conventions. And I'd go on photo shoots, so I'd go to a lot of different universities and people's homes. So I always, I had to have nice clothes, and I always enjoyed dressing up. So I didn't mind. I used to shop. I used to get all my clothes at Ann Taylor. And they really had, real nice business style casual clothes, but dressy. So, if I paid a little bit more, I mean, I wore them constantly, but now I don't go anywhere. But I still like to, when I do go out, I still like to dress nice and look presentable. I get tired of wearing the same things over and over again. There's one shop that I will buy from. My girlfriend told me about it. She buys her clothes there. Is a shop called Clara Sunwoo. And, they've got beautiful clothes. So last spring, I bit the bullet. I bought 2 pairs of, I think you call them Palazzo pants. And I bought 2 tops to go with them. And I can interchange. And those you can literally ball up and throw them in your suitcase, and you take them out and they're not wrinkled. And I mean, they were a little bit more expensive, but I have 2 pairs of pants now that I can pretty much wear anywhere. I can wear to dinner or a function, take them on vacation. But that was my allotment. Thought about putting this up here. So I want to move that over a little bit. So yeah, that was my allotment for the year. So I'm going to, so I know where to place these girls. I'm going to take a little pencil mark here and here, so I know that that's where they should go. I'd like to add a little bit of washi to this before I put it down. And I think I'll add a little bit of this because this is thin. And I think that will fit right in there. I will put that there. And then I've got the girls. How's this little Miss Peabody here? And I want to have her, let's see here. All right, so I think that's going to work out just fine. That will go there. I'd like to have that down below the polka dot though, if I can. Let's see. This will go up like that. Got these right on the line. And then her, my little Mary Engelbrett, will go right there. How's that? I think that'll work out great. All right, so again, we are going to, I'm going to get the girls down first. If I can get their, heads down here. That's going to go like that. They will go like that. All right. I think this is going to be a fun dream board. I think this is going to be a fun one. Not going to put her down all the way because we have to put the little Mary Engelbrett or Bright down. Okay, so we have those three chicks down. They're right there in the little greenhouse conservatory garden. Okay, we'll get them all touched up after. So then we have to put this down next because she has to come up and over, and it looks like I need to lift this leg up very carefully because that's going to have to go under just a little bit. Okay, so let's get this down. Let's get this down. So I hope you really, I hope you make one of these books. I think it's a nice escape. And I think we all need to escape from the madness, everything that's and I think it's a nice time as well to reflect, you know, on your personal needs. And I'm not saying, you know, monetary needs. I'm talking about, you know, your mental health needs, your happiness needs, your joyful needs. And I can see where, you know, this is a nice way to, you know, to escape. Look at the women that watch soap operas. Why do they watch soap operas? They watch soap operas to get away from their everyday ho-hum, boring life, or they think they have a boring life. They think that they, you know, are missing out. But you know, you could title this a memory book. I mean, it's a lot of people, I mean, I guess that's what your junk journals are, but everybody has a different classification. And we're going to put that right there. I think that fits perfectly right there. And let's put her poor leg. Let's mend her, do a little surgery on her leg here. There. there's that. Then I have this here. I'd like to put this up around here, and then I could either write on it. I also have this little friendship verse here that maybe I will put up here, or I could put another one, maybe not so much this long one. I want to put her little flowers here as well on her hat. There, that's her little flower right there. I could put that friendship quote right there in the middle. That would help with a... And I'm just inking these up just so they stand out a little bit. Okay. There. I like that so far. And I just like to put a little something up here where I can put the date and maybe a title. Let's see, I'd like to do another blue. So I have this little pack. What did I do with it here? It's in my cigar box. Here we go. I have my light sitting today on my cigar box, so maybe I can put something up on top here, and then I could stamp. So I have that. I could cut that, but that's a little big. I don't really like that. May need something a little smaller. Yeah, I don't really like that. All right, so those are too big. So let's see if I have a little, maybe I could just put something up there like that with the date. Let's see. I don't necessarily have to have a flower. I could just do something like that. Maybe something, well, it's still the same size, maybe in blue, where it's just kind of blends in a little bit. And then I can get my, I'm going to stamp it first. I'm going to get my fun little stamp here. This one here. So, yeah, I don't want the date. So this is, let's see, we have to change it up to March. What's today? The 8th. So this would be 0, or is it the 7th? Today is the 7th. 07/2022. So I always stamp just to make sure that I stamped right. Yep. March 7, 2022. All right. So let's get that stamped in here, and then I'll put it on the page. Okay, there we go. So there is our, I'm just moving some of this stuff out of the way here. Get this all moved out. So I'm going to put this right up in here because that will be the date that I did it. The date that I created it. The nice thing about these is you can work on them whenever the spirit moves you. You know, it doesn't have to be. I'm going to put that right there at an angle so it's not so. And then I think I'll take just a little tiny bit, a little piece of washi. That one, and I think I'll take a little piece of this. And put that there. There. So there is the completion of my first dream board. My first dream pages. So I really like the way this came out. I think it's just going to be a nice little escape. I'd really love to have you create one for yourself. I'll continue to work on this. I think we're going to work on it together because it's a nice, you can escape with me, go wherever I go, and it'll be fun. So thanks, everybody. If you like this video, I'd love to have you give me a thumbs up. I'd love to hear your comments on it, and I will see you on the next page. All right, everybody. Have a great week. Bye-bye.